Hello, hello, Kyrie K Productions family. I know we're a few minutes late getting started, but you know what? Not just Van had tech issues. I did too. Turned out we had the guests and one of our others back, the ones that were the many that were replacing me, hanging out with us, and I could not be heard. Like it was cracking up. It was terrible. I tried signing out and back in and just leaving. I just ended up having to restart my entire computer, and that's ended up like what actually ended up fixing it. So if you ever have tech issues before you see IT department, try turning it off and turning it back on. That is a very known thing with IT, where they'll ask that type of thing. I hope you're all doing well this evening. We've got a fun show ready for you. I'm very excited. We've got Keith Tucker here with us, who's a legendary artist. He's done so many great things like Pinky and the Brain, and more. And we also have some nerdy news for you coming up. Now, if Ark ever is able to fix his issues, he'll join me. But until then, you have just me. And this is my second to last show here on Kyber K Productions, which makes it sad. Yes, Joshua Wilson, at least it's fixed now. At least people can hear me. Because if Van's having issues, but then I am too, it's like, what's going to happen? But at least right now, I'm able to be heard and seen. But yeah, so this is my second to last show with the channel. Next week is my last show. It's going to be a weird feeling not being here on Sunday evenings, because I've been doing this show for being on this channel for 3.5 years. And I joined this channel 3 days before my first show, edited everything and all that kind of stuff. And it's just changed and evolved ever since then. And I'm moving on to some other stuff, and I'm making more stuff for family health stuff like that too. So anyway, moving on. We're going to be doing your nerdy news today. So, is Ark signing on? Do you think he's going to be there? We'll find out. All right. So time for the nerdy news. Hello, Say Wong. I hope you are well. Good to see you. And there's Joshua Wilson right there. And there is Say Wong. I hope you're doing well this evening, Say Wong. Say Wong is one of our regulars, always hanging out with us. So first on the nerdy news is Lucasfilm announces casting for Star Wars Starfighter. Lucasfilm has officially kicked off production on Star Wars Starfighter, a standalone film directed by Sean Levy, slated for a release on May 28th, 2027. The newly revealed cast includes Ryan Gosling, leading an ensemble featuring Flynn Gray, Amy Adams, Matt Smith, Mia Goth, Aaron Pierre, Simon Bird, Jamel Westman, and Daniel Ings, promising a thrilling new chapter set in the galaxy's post-Rise of Skywalker era. Yes, and happy soon-to-be Labor Day, post-SAC anime. Van, are you ready for me to add you on? I can't tell if he hears me at all. Until then, we can make me nice and big. Hello, you can see me better now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to some more content coming for Lucasfilm Star Wars. I'm very excited for that. Hello, Van. Can you hear me? Nope. Hello? Hi. I think he's still having some issues, so we'll let him keep trying to figure that out. Oh yeah, I can't hear you. I couldn't hear you. Yes, I was talking to you saying hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can. Your face is kind of frozen, but I can hear you.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. All right, so I'm looking forward to this content from Lucasfilm with these different characters. Matt Smith, I absolutely love. If you don't know who that is, he was one of the Doctor Who's. He's been most recently the Game of Thrones spin-off series. And you got Amy Adams, who was Lois in the Henry Cavill Superman movies, which is exciting. I don't think Van can hear me, so I'm not sure. I know I was able to see him. He freezes and comes back. For now, I'm just going to move him back down below until I see him move again. And that is your first story on the Nerdy News. Your second story on the Nerdy News is Star Wars Visions Volume 3 key art revealed with special preview of Black. Star Wars Visions Volume 3 is landing on Disney Plus this October 29th with 9 all-new anime shorts crafted by Japanese studios, including returning favorites like Hamikaze Duga, Production IG, and Trigger, alongside fresh talent like Wit Studio, David Production. At Anime NYC, fans were treated to special preview Black, a psychedelic, visually striking story of Akira veteran Shinya Ohira, described as something nobody ever seen before, which sounds exciting. I hope you're all excited for it. I think it looks really cool. When I saw some of the art for the article, I thought that was really, really neat. If you'd like to check out these nerdy news articles, I'm going to throw the links for them into the chat in just a moment, but they're already in the description if you want to check them out later, if you're watching the upload. All right, Arctic Scholar, can you hear me? No. Arctic Scholar, you are our only hope. He disappeared again. Hopefully he'll work things out. But if not, I'll be doing the interview because I'm just so good at it now. I'll make it all up as I go along. For those of you who don't know, Mezzo here does not like to do interviews off the cuff. Van and I have very different interview approaches. Hi, Duran. I hope you're doing well. Joshua Wilson says, I'm excited for all of this. I am too. It'll be fun to see and get to take a look at more content and such. Yes, but Van and I have very different approaches. He kind of likes to be like he's sitting down, having a drink and talking about work, talking shop. Me, I like to go down and write a gazillion questions ahead of time because I'm just like that. I like having things planned out ahead of time. I like doing my homework, so to speak. All right, next, guys, we have our flow of the show. James Kaiser, our producer for Flow of the Show, brings us the flow every week. We are one of the few shows that features a flow of the show. And if you don't know what a flow artist is, it's someone who does something visually mesmerizing, whether it be gloving, saber spinning, fire dancing, or even like, and I'm not sure the name of it, actually. It's like a clear orb, and it almost looks like it's staying still, but they're moving, and it's really, really neat to see. This week's flow of the show is someone we've had on our show before, and she's a lot of fun. And so please enjoy Flow Mayhem. All right, that is your flow of the show, Flow Mayhem. You can check them out coming into you in the comments in just a sec. You can check them out at this Facebook page popping up with a KCP account. That is it right there, Mayhem Fire Flow. It'll be really, really cool to see. I like their page a lot. I've been watching it every now and then. I kind of see some really cool things come up from them. Hi, everyone. So this is Graham Vinson. He is going to be one of the people replacing Dear Mezzo here. I'm saying Dear Mezzo. It feels weird to talk about myself in third person. But yeah, he'll be one of the 3 taking over my duties once I leave the show. We've been having them pop in and out. Graham, do you want to come on and say hi for a sec? Is it a thumbs up? Was it a sure? Okay. This is Grandtastic here. Saying hello.
Hey, everybody.
This is Graham. Everyone's give a big hello to Graham. Give a big, I know, say Wong. He says also sad Mezzo is leaving us, but you've got some 3 awesome people taking over my duties. But I'll still come into chat and I'll still say hi. Who knows, maybe now and then, excuse me, I'll appear on an upcoming show like Kyber Cave After Dark 2.0. But you know, I'm not going to be regularly on the channel anymore. But yes, I'm a little sad too. And Duran says hello to you, Graham. I am a little sad too. I've been on here for 3.5 years, and it's a very long time. And spending, having one vacation from the channel for an entire 3.5 years. The only other times I've missed the show is if I felt sick or was traveling specifically.
You're moving on to good things. So
moving on to good things, but still, I'm always gonna feel like I'm KCP fam. We also got some cool new merch. I have it right over here. If you don't know about our show Retro Alcove, and every Monday evening, one of our editors named Graveyard, he does his own show called Retro Alcove. Well, he'll play a retro game and release it Monday evenings about 5:15 p.m. Pacific time. And I actually got 2 Retro Alcove blankets from our merch store. And if you don't know that we have a merch store, where have you been? KCPmerch.com is where you can get some merch for our channel. And it's got some really cool stuff. We've got blankets, Pilsner bottles, cell phone cases, notebooks, sweaters, like hoodies and t-shirts, all that good stuff. We have for our show. So thank you, Graham, for coming on and saying hi. Yeah. I'll drop you down back below so you can just relax and watch the magic happen. Now, Van, are you working? You give me a thumbs up when you feel like you've got it going. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to bring on our guest in just a moment, Mr. Keith Tucker, who is an artist for some amazing shows. I'm very excited to be able to talk to him. So please welcome Keith Tucker. Well, hello, Mr. Tucker. How are you this evening?
I'm doing fine. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear me? I'm the one that had to say that several times before the show.
But you are not the Kraken anymore.
I am not. I was crack-a-lacking so much before the show, and I had to just restart my entire computer. Thankfully, it's a pretty quick computer, so within a few minutes, I was back up and running, and everyone could hear me. I was very thankful for that. We have someone so nice. I've been enjoying the lightsabers. Somebody bought lightsabers from Kyber Cave. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Oh gosh, that was the wrong button. Goodness gracious. All right. So I'm going to start with a question that is, I think everyone would like to hear about. What first inspired you to get into art and animation?
First question.
I just jump right into it. Give me the background of your passion.
It goes back to childhood comic books and cartoons. I just had an interest in it. I had a stepfather who was a stuntman for Bonanza and stuff like that. So I, as a kid, I'd ride my bike to the set and they'd say, "Oh, hi, Keith, come on in." I got to hang out on the movie sets or TV sets and watch all this come about. And says, I just knew that's what I wanted to do.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's like something like that when you just feel it. You just knew.
It's in the blood.
It's in the blood. Do you remember your very first professional job in the industry?
It was Conan, the first movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they needed help on doing the animated effects and assistant work, but then they shortly realized, oh, you can animate. So I got a couple of scenes to do my own animation in the first Conan movie.
That's so cool.
And then we went on to Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. This was all under Peter Curran's Visual Concepts Engineering, VCE for short. The credit reads VCE, and I was part of them. And then, so I worked on The Wrath of Khan too, doing the base animation for all the warp effects. The transporter scenes. And then I did the last warp effects at the end of the film after the Genesis bomb exploded. I animated those by hand. I helped kill Spock. I chipped in. And then we went on to John Carpenter's The Thing, and I got full credit on that, animating the rocket trail and a couple of flashes on the opening title sequence. And the studio didn't get the movie The Right Stuff, and I really wanted to do storyboards rather than actual animation. I would rather design what will be animated in storyboards if people understand what's involved. You're a filmmaker drawing film on paper as a blueprint for what people will then animate.
Yeah. Now, which cartoon do you think was the most fun for you to storyboard, and why?
Well, I'll go way ahead and say Pinky and the Brain Animaniacs. But I started out at Filmation on He-Man, and then She-Ra, which is having her 40th birthday coming up soon in September. She'll be 40 now.
Wow. Basically, I'm going to be 40 in a couple months. We're basically the same age.
You and She-Ra.
Yeah.
And Filmation was a good training ground for how to make film the Filmation way, which involves stock systems and reusing animation cleverly with new animation around it. And I really wanted to go to Marvel, and I applied and ended up on Transformers Generation 1, and did a lot of work at Marvel, Defenders of the Earth, Inhumanoids, Bigfoot and the Muscle Machines, a forgettable cartoon. Dino Riders, more memorable. And then Marvel kind of imploded, and I ended up over at Ruby Spears doing development work, working alongside Gil Kane and Alfredo Alcala, Jack Kirby, and a lot of other great, wonderful people. And then I went to Disney and worked on DuckTales, Rescue Rangers.
That's my son's favorite show is DuckTales.
TailSpin. And,
he was like, that is, he literally will, he's 15 and a half, and he'll be like, can we watch DuckTales? I loved it.
I loved working at Disney. It was really fun. But I left because my idea of a raise and theirs were two different things. And other people were offering me a whole lot more money.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, when it's a business, sometimes you got to make those choices.
Precisely.
Now, when it comes to, yes, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, and then I'm jumping ahead, but I ended up at Warner Brothers and working on Pinky and the Brain. But I did do some freelance work on Animaniacs on the first show, doing the monkey song, animating the "Don't Know What to Say, the Monkey Won't Do," if anybody knows. And then Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah, Pinky and the Brain. I watched that a bunch when I was younger. We actually have a question about DuckTales. Somebody is asking, which DuckTales was it? Was it the original or the reboot?
Oh, the original.
The original, yeah. That's what I thought too.
I'm retired. The reboot happened during my retirement period.
Oh, yeah, I understand. Yeah, it was more recent. Now, when it comes to how you approached action shows like G.I. Joe and Transformers, how did that differ comparing to when you storyboarded for things like Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain?
Well, it's the same, only different.
I like that.
It's film.
Oxymoron here.
No, it's film. It's still the
Mhm.
rules of film play. But then you have individual characters that have a life of their own. And they kind of tell you how they want to be played and what they want to do. And if you tune into your characters, it will tell you what to do. They will.
Yeah. All right. So then when you worked on things like Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain, did you have like freedom for more gags in the storyboarding?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. Like it just sounds like such a blast to be able to do the lighter, funnier series like that.
No more resident.
All right, Arctic Skull is signed in down below, Mr. Arc the Frustrated, which is what he has his name as. Do you want me to try to pop you on, sir? I can't hear you. So here we go. Here we try. Hello.
You can't hear me?
I
Can we
can't
hear
hear
you?
you.
Have no audio? No audio?
No, we have audio.
We can hear you. It just sounds like you're a little muffled, like you're underwater.
Pretend you're Aquaman.
You know, Mitch, I'm gonna let you. If you don't mind, I'm gonna let you finish this out. I'm having tons of frustrations right now.
It's okay.
Nothing is working.
Arcs
for
are
me.
frustrated. It's okay, buddy.
Oh man,
Getting
I
blocked.
really want to talk to Keith. I love this guy. Keith, thank you so
I
much
know you
for
do.
coming on.
Well, thank you, and I'm sorry the audio gods were not with us.
Well,
I'm
we are
gonna
lucky
bring
to have.
you an audio. I'm gonna bring you up.
But you're doing fine right now.
Are we doing okay now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds better.
Oh.
It's sounding better now.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna. You want me to bow out and you can continue?
Sure, except for I have no idea what's been asked already.
I basically asked the beginning of like how he got started, what his first professional job was, and his approach to storyboarding for funnier series and action series. That's mostly what it's been.
Let's keep it going from there.
Okay. Well, then you
Thank
want to
you,
keep
Matt.
going, or do? Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, bye.
And just remember, I can't see any questions, so if they pop up, let me know.
Yeah, I will pop them up. I will let you
All
know.
right. Thank you. Mr. Keith. I am so sorry about these circumstances.
No problemo.
Oh, man. Pinky and the Brain, obviously, I'm sure you hear it all the time. Such an iconic series that has actually shaped a lot of other series and comedy in general.
Well, it's the same thing every night, and expecting a different result.
You can say our current administration has that same temperament. Is there anything that you wanted to work on that you haven't had a chance to work on? To having worked on so many iconic series, it seems like you've had your hands in just about everything.
Oh, there's plenty. I mean, I would have loved to work on Star Wars. I did not. I would have loved to work on Lord of the Rings. I did not.
Right.
But I'm happy with what I did get to work on. And, creating film on paper and telling stories, bringing characters to life and, have them play out within the half-hour show or 22 minutes.
Right. Now, speaking of which, do you find has animation changed or your philosophy and the way you go about it? It used to be, I remember when I was growing up, which was, quite some time ago. Oh, what happened there?
We went into space.
Oh,
We talked about Star Wars.
yeah, there we go.
Waiting for the credits.
When I was a kid, we used to have our Saturday morning cartoons. You would get your big bowl of cereal. You'd wake up at 6:30 a.m. and you just watch your string of cartoons, and then you would go on Monday and talk about those cartoons to all your friends. But it seems like the way cartoons are distributed now is much more different. Do you find it harder to get distribution out there with I guess it's not as quite as mainstream as it used to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. The thing is, I'm in my 70s, so I'm essentially retired from the animation biz. I'm
Okay.
currently working on my own personal projects, a graphic novel that's close, and I do a lot of shows and create my own artwork.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm sure you're excited about this graphic novel. Is this your first graphic novel? Or do you have several of your own?
Well, I did some smaller educational ones, and I can't even name the company right now, but it was fun. It was educational, but yeah, I'm excited. I think I have something worth that people would enjoy, but I really don't. I shouldn't have brought it up other than involved in personal projects
Right.
and not in the actual business. Today, it's everything's fragmented. Is one thing. It used to be like Disney and Warner, and they duke it out for dominance, and they made each other spend more money.
Right.
Hence, we were able to do more, and you were able to see more.
Right. 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 Is it scarier doing your own projects? Do you feel or do you feel more confident doing your own projects? Do you prefer working for other people or doing your own things?
I'm fearless. No, I have no fear. Me and Daredevil,
Right. I think with such an extensive background behind you, you're kind of in this cruising phase now where you just can kind of do what you like to do. How is it getting out and meeting the fans?
It's exciting. I mean, I've done a lot of shows, and I swear it never gets old. But people come up, you drew my childhood. I'm like, yeah.
I get that a lot.
It's fun. It's fun. It was fun for me. I remember when I met Paul McCartney. He wanted to meet me, and I met with him, and I'm going, Paul, I can't believe it. I'm here with you. You meant so much to me growing up. Your music, and he just said we were along for the ride. It was exciting for us, and I'm like, decades later, I'm saying the same thing.
Right. It's so cool how you just by doing your work, just by doing what you love to do, you can become so influential to so many different people and people that you probably would have never guessed that you touched.
I'm Garsh.
Now, are you exclusively on the drawing end? Are you writing your own storyboards as well?
The storyboards I did professionally, I was given a typewritten script, and then I was given character designs. Different people would draw your character designs, your backgrounds, key backgrounds were in the style of the show and the world that you're working in. You're handed all this, and then you figure out how to tell that story cinematically, and that's what a storyboarder does. He brings all those elements together like you would in a comic book, only for film, and that's what a storyboard guy does. But the things I'm working on currently, I'm co-writing.
Okay. The graphic novel that you're working on, you're co-writing that one?
Yeah,
And how do you feel about that?
It's a lot of work, and but I don't care.
Now, can I tell you, I don't want to I don't want to ask too much and step over my bounds. When can we expect to see this new work of yours? Do you have it slated for next year or this year?
I certainly hope so.
Is a lot of it out of your hands, or the things that have to do with distribution and publishing that you have no control of?
Yes, and more.
Mm-hmm.
Cryptically answering as much as I can.
I guess I'm trying to do that journalistic thing where I dig as much out of you as I can.
Yeah, well, it's not going to happen.
Now, is this going to be personally published, or are you going under a, like, say, Marvel or a bigger, a different distribution company?
We have an agent.
Okay. Excellent. So it's something we can expect to see your name on and look for later, not just in, say, your area or at Comic-Cons, but on a...
in a decade or two, you know.
A decade.
I'm going to be elusive as the questions continue. We should change the topic.
All right, let's do that then. What has been your favorite storyboard or project to work on, or has there been anybody that you were just absolutely delighted to work with that you never really thought you'd get a chance to?
Wow. When I got to work with Jack Kirby and Gil Kane, and Alfredo Alcala in the development department at Ruby Spears, I was just blown away. I was like, Jack and Roz would come in once a week.
Right.
Jack would bring in this mountain of work that we would have to ink and paint and, bring his stuff to beyond pencil. But he always had to have his stogie. And they'd go out and you can't smoke in the office. So we go out in the Van Nuys Boulevard and, the San Fernando Valley, and a few of us would go out there with him. We didn't smoke, or a couple of people did. I didn't.
Right.
I didn't care. I just wanted to talk to Jack.
Right.
So cars are zooming by, and, I'm sitting there talking to Jack Kirby.
And speaking of which, for those in the audience, don't forget you can ask questions of Mr. Tucker yourself. If there's anything you would like to know about, please feel free to pop them up. I can see something popped up. Let's see. What does that say?
He just said, "Oh, wow," to Jack.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that is absolutely... Is there anything that you could say that you took away from all your time with Jack? Is there any bits of knowledge or wisdom that you gained?
Well, he always told me, you can work for all these people, but you should have something that you create that's yours. And I'm like, yeah. And knowing how much of what he created he gave away, I understand where he's coming from. Another thing that was exciting was working on Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain, and especially Wacko's Wish. That was a dream come true. That it was meant to be a movie, and unfortunately, Warner Brothers decided buying AOL would be a smart move.
Oh, wow.
Which killed it and made it like sit around going nowhere for years till they finally put out a DVD. But it was a highlight of my career.
What made that so special for you?
I was. There were a couple of people that may have rubbed me the wrong way, but I was told they were told to leave me alone, and they wanted to see what I did, and I liked that level of freedom. That was nice, and there were fun stuff to create cinematically that just came about with the music we were working with, the other artists we were working with. We had a wonderful group of artists, other board artists doing other sequences. We had good character designers. Even the prop guys were doing great stuff. And we just had this wonderful world. And we're having fun telling a story you could only wish for.
Right. Now, what is the team? By the way, Mezzo, really quick, if you wouldn't mind hitting that button at the top that allows all the comments to be popped up on the screen, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I see it about
there's another button that does more comments to the side. This is an individual question that we're going to get to. Are there any modern animated shows that you really enjoy watching now yourself?
Yes.
There you go. Thanks, man.
Yes. Into the Spider-Verse, the first one, blew my mind. That was a work of art. The X-Men 97, which is true to what we did in the 90s on X-Men the Animated Series,
right.
and which a lot is owed to the team that from the Eric and Julia Lewald, the writers, Larry Houston, the producer. They were brought on as consultants, and they were listened to.
Right.
And they delivered. It was a really excellent show that I wouldn't have minded having a shot at working on.
Right. That movie was absolutely incredible, especially for how inventive it was and for mixing all the different art styles in at the same exact time. It seems like a project that could either go over gangbusters or flop incredibly.
Yeah, they did run a creative line, but they paid off.
Right. Could you see bringing that? Is that something that you feel like is specific to Spider-Man's energy, or could you see that style being applied to other properties?
Oh, I just saw it as a modern piece of pop art. You know, like Marvel Pop Art Productions. It was above the norm. That's all. They raised the bar and wrote it well.
Right. And what are your personal feelings on say video games and things like that? Do you consider that to be artistically just as valid as say the cartoons and comic books and things?
Oh yeah, they're creating whole worlds that you have to interact in.
Right.
I did work on Crash Nitro. You know, those video games, Crash.
Bandicoot.
Bandicoot, that's it. Yeah, I did work on a couple of those, and you know, creating different scenarios. So when you go to one world or another, one outcome or another, different things could happen, and that was kind of fun.
Right.
I even worked on an Avengers one.
Your only experience with video games, or have you done storyboards for video games at all?
No, that's it. That was storyboards on a couple of Crash Bandicoots, and an Avengers one. I did a few different outcomes of the Avengers, and I can't tell you exactly. I can't remember. Those brain cells are. Where'd you go? Hello, brain cells.
They're around there somewhere. Do you prefer like comedy or action adventures? Or I mean, and Pinky and the Brain and X-Men are about as far apart as you can get. They
are and they're not.
Huh?
No, they're a pinnacle of a time. They are the same, only different. It's your storytelling. You're creating film and telling a story in film. You have characters that can be wacky, or you can have characters that can be exciting.
Okay.
You know, I love working in action adventure and comedy. I just two hats, sometimes this, sometimes that.
Right.
When I was in the biz, it's different now, but it ran in 5-year cycles. And for 5 years, like, comedy is king. That's all everybody's doing, this comedy, that comedy. And then action starts creeping in, And then next thing you know, for another 5 years, it's just action. And then it's repeating. And through my career, it worked that way. So I do like to do this work. I like creating film on paper, and whether it's comedy or action, because in action, you're looking for some extra thing to push it. In comedy, you're looking for some extra thing to push it. Only funny or it's drama or comedy, but it's still film. It's still storytelling.
Right. Question here. Do you have a specific favorite sequence you've ever storyboarded? Oh.
Okay. Favorite. On Wacko's Wish, there was a part, and the director even asked me, how did you come up with that? And I said, I don't know. It happened. And it was the part where I did the whole avalanche part. There were a couple of parts where other people did some boarding in the avalanche part of Wacko's Wish. But I started it from the burp, and the Warners are riding their boogie boards, surfboards. I'm sorry, a loss of words.
No worries.
And towards the end, it's based on this music, Peak Dom, and the music is coming together as a crescendo, and they come and I have them do a circle and going down, kind of like going down the hole,
right?
Which is what I did with Plucky, with going down the elevator, goes down the hole. And it was part of those pieces that came together, and they crashed and ended up right there at the Wishing Star. And it just, like the director asked me, how did you come up with it? I was having so much fun. The pencil was driving me.
Right. Okay, another question says, does working in animation require a lot of travel, since studios may be in LA, but animation may be outsourced to another country? Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I wasn't a producer or director that had to fly somewhere to look at the animation. I was lower on the totem pole.
So you got to come to your desk job every day.
Yeah. I mean, I was a producer on Conan the Adventurer for 13 episodes because it was a co-production with the French, and they kind of couldn't finish it. So they say, start a unit in LA and you do it. And that was fun. And I got some great people, Rick Hoberg for one, to do some boards. Larry Houston did some boards for me.
Oh, wow.
And that was fun because we concluded the Conan story somewhat. And I did those concluding 13 episodes.
Right.
But I didn't have to go over and supervise animation. That's generally, there's a person that's hired to be there, and that's their job.
Right.
And their office that they go to every day is in the studio. Occasionally, Will Mineo has been gone to Japan or Korea, sent there, but was higher up on the on totem pole.
Right.
Down there.
Now, has COVID at all changed work or how you work at all? I know when I talked to some of the voice actors, it was easy enough for them. They could set up a little studio in their home, maybe in a closet or a back bedroom, and they could still continue to do their work from home. Is that the same case with you?
Yeah, generally. Except I do go to shows. This weekend, I'll be at the Rose City Comic Con here in Portland, Oregon, starting Friday, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Excellent. Make sure to get out to Rose Comic Con. That is a huge one, from what I understand.
Yeah, I've been there, been since the beginning. So Kevin asked about jet lag. No, they didn't want me to travel. I didn't need to. And jet lag was the production company.
Oh, wow. Nice. Okay, so with this current, do you feel like now since you're retired, but you're also still working on your own things, you feel just as busy as when you weren't retired, or is it just your workflow has changed?
I'm not as busy. But I am. I spend a little more time on what I'm doing because I'm not working under a 2 or 3 week deadline.
Right. Do you
Like
prefer working with the team or working on your own things?
I loved working on a team, on a project with an incredible groups of people. I was lucky to have done it. But right now, I'm happy to do my own thing.
Right.
I'm 73.
Yeah, this is your time to be enjoying life. That was gonna be my next question. Is like oftentimes when I talk to people that are excellent or very well known in one art form or something, they're actually really talented in another art form as well. They just don't get credit for it. So my question is, what do you like to do when you're not drawing? Are you a cook? Do you like to cook? Do you like to garden? Do you travel? What do you do when you're not working?
Well, we do have quite the garden going on, and I like to eat. My wife loves to cook, and she's quite good at it.
Well, there's a good combination.
I'm quite good at washing dishes and things like that.
Hey, well, that's the perfect combination. Do you so besides your gardeners, are there other things that if I was to ask somebody if they knew Keith Tucker for anything besides painting, would there be another talent that you have? How about BMX? Are you a BMXer? Yeah.
What's that?
You know, dirt bike motorcycles. I was just joking.
No. I'm too wimpy. No. I have so much I want to do right here, in either my computer or my drawing table over there. And, it's the thing that will not be mentioned needs to get done.
Right. I'm excited to hear more about that. When do you anticipate being able to give out more information? Is that going to be something later on this year that you're going to have more marketing for?
I certainly hope so.
I certainly hope so, Ollie.
Excellent. And so now, even while you're working with this, do you have other projects in mind that you're like, oh man, as soon as I finish this one, I'm going to jump over here and do this? Or do you just kind of like to let it come to you?
No, I have things, things get drawn and put aside, there are others. I like doing what I do, and it hasn't changed. It's just not doing it professionally for the studios anymore. And things are all different. Now there's robots that want my job,
Right. Has this type of work been taxing at all for, like, say, a family man? Is it easy, kind of like 9-to-5 job where you can do your work and leave it at the office? I imagine there's a lot of times where you're just not coming home till late because you got to get a project done. Or does it make it difficult for your personal life?
It did in the past.
Mm-hmm. That's just the nature of the beast sometimes, working with other companies.
Yeah, it comes and goes. It varies.
Right.
I can't be specific on that.
Yeah, no worries. How long have you been doing the live shows? Going out and meeting fans at conventions and stuff?
God, 1980. Although, as a kid, the first convention, you remember fanzines?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, I did one in '68, and
Oh, wow.
I got it done, and brought it up to the World Con in Baycon in '68 in San Francisco, and I went up there to try and sell it or show it, and they gave me a table, nice a little card table. Here, put it over here, sell it. So I was sitting there at a table in 1968 selling my fanzine. So how long? You want to do the math? No, but that was then. Then I didn't. I started in 2008, maybe, doing them here. Up until even, and that was just a little bit. But I was still working on things like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 2007 and 8.
Right.
There were other things I'd been doing. I can't think of at the moment, but I was doing storyboards here in Oregon.
Right. That is absolutely. Have you always lived in Oregon, or did you live, say, closer to studios and stuff like that before?
Well, I was born in Los Angeles. I grew up there. As I said earlier to Mezzo, I had a stepfather who was a stuntman for like Bonanza and some of those other shows. So after school, I'd ride my bike over to the CBS lot, and the guard would go, "Hi, Keith, come on in." And I could hang out on the set. And so I kind of grew up with it. And then I moved to Hawaii because I found myself working at home all the time. And then eventually I met my wife in Hawaii on Maui, and then we moved here in 2007 and been here ever since. But but working at studios, I remember I was working on Robocop and doing. My son would come to the lot with me, and he got a taste of that.
Right.
So.
Did your son still work in the industry as well?
Oh, no, he's in another field.
Okay. Wanted to see, because I mean, with your father and then being a stuntman and you going here, wanted to see if it kind of like filtered into the different parts of the industry.
Right. No, you got to be specifically crazy to want to do what I do.
What about your wife? Is she an artist as well? Does she understand your mind, or does she just kind of have to let you be locked up in your room and do your own thing?
Oh, well, she's had her own career that she did quite well at. She published a magazine on Maui. You heard of, a couple of them, but you heard of Maui Gold? Those tourist things that everybody got?
Yeah.
She and her ex-husband put that out. And she also did a business magazine and did a direct cable show about business on Maui.
Oh, wow.
So she, in the early 80s, as a woman, did things that were unique for women at that time.
Excellent. Well, congratulations for her. Is there any property that you have worked on, or any particular character that you can say your heart leans towards, or do you are they all your children? You love them equally?
To all the babies.
I particularly liked Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs as a close second.
Right.
And then I'd go to the action stuff. X-Men, Spider-Man.
They were very different in their time period too. It seemed like that. In general, if I remember, a lot of the cartoons back then were kind of the action ones, but Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs seemed like they weren't afraid to be in their own lane.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it was an animation, a new animation renaissance. In the 30s there was an animation renaissance, and then in the 80s and early 90s there was another one. And I'm very fortunate to have been a part of that group.
Right. Well, yeah, it was. I mean, it's obviously iconic to a lot of people, and I can almost say I think even revolutionary. I mean, I still think of the when I think of like my son and I will play a game in the car where we try to name different countries and states, and I'm always drawn back to the Animaniacs song, "Countries of the World."
I did not do that one. Someone else storyboarded that. Kevin just mentioned Exo Squad. Yes, Exo Squad was fun. In fact, myself and Dave Simons, who's sadly not with us anymore, but he and I were tied for having storyboarded the most episodes. But we had a tie.
Oh, wow. Exo Squad, was that the one where the guys had pieces that like went onto their bodies and they formed other, like, not robotic devices?
No, you're thinking of Voltron, I think. But they had these suits that they would get into, and
oh yeah, nice.
and that's JT Marsh.
Nice.
And, he would get in and out of his exosuit.
Well, when Yakko said Titicaca, what was it?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I didn't.
Well, we're coming near the end here, man. It's amazing how quickly time flies. Do you have I know we've got Rose City coming up. Do you have any other shows or anything where you're going to be at that people can come see you, or is Rose the only thing on your calendar right now? Oh,
Nope. Rose City in a week, Saturday, less than a week, 6 days. Then 2 weeks later, we're going to be in New York, the New York Comic Con.
Oh, wow.
And then we come back here, and in the spring, there's Mid-Valley Comic Con in Salem. And before that, there's Emerald City Comic Con and in Seattle, and that's a big one. And there's Fan Expo in Portland also in February.
All right. Where can people? I know Mets usually is really good about having like your information on where people can find more, but just to give it to them verbally, where can people find more of your stuff, or where can they go? They want to learn more about you or what you're doing, Keith.
Tucker Tunes at gmail.com. She just popped up my Instagram. I'm on Facebook a lot because I'm old.
That's where I'm at.
And a lot of my, what I like about Facebook is there's a lot of my old professional friends that I keep in touch with. People like Will Mineo and Larry Houston and Rick Hoberg and a lot of others. We all, we communicate in that world. So yeah, look me up on Facebook and friend me.
Excellent. Well, Keith, I want to thank you for your time. I really apologize for all the technical difficulties we were having there in the beginning. It has been an absolute honor and pleasure for me to be able to get to interview you and talk to you. Just like everybody else is saying, Animaniacs and Picking the Brain have been so much a part of my life, and a lot of the other projects.
Mine too.
X-Men. Yes. Thank you so much for all you've done for us.
Well, thank you, and I'm so glad you got your sound thing figured out.
Yeah, we made it through this week. Not optimal, but we made it through.
And that's great.
Keith,
Well-
I look forward to seeing you at a live show, hopefully here soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, take care of yourself.
Take care.
So, hit.
And we're back.
I
Right, I'm
totally
back.
forgot to talk to him about Gem, dude. Like I that was like one of the main things that I totally forgot about until I saw his outro.
You were frustrated with what was going on with your computer and everything. So
Yes, I was not of clear mind. But another storyboard that he worked on that I was excited that I wanted to talk to him about was Gem, finding out how much it was to work on a girl show at that time in the industry. But hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to Keith again in the future.
yes, I won't be here for that.
I know, but I don't know what to do. I feel like my life is falling apart.
It is not falling apart. You
It is
had
falling
one before me.
Yes.
You will be fine without me.
Yeah.
So just like when I went on my 5-week vacation, it took 3 people to take over my duties, and it's taking 3 people again.
And
But
even
it's just-
still,
that's
I'm
just
still
how it
gonna I'm still gonna have problems on my end. In fact, I might need to I might need to see if I can dig up some time and pay you to come over to my house and just make sure everything is good on my side.
You know, with doing that, I might be able to bring you over some better tech too.
Oh
I have
wow.
extra of. So I have a nice mic with a boom arm and stuff, or even a stand, like a mic stand and stuff. I have a better mic with. I'd have to bring an XLR cable and all more tech. That means you'd have to learn some more tech. Sorry. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you, Mr. Tucker, for coming on our show. I very much enjoyed the interview, and you and I kind of tag teamed with that interview in a sense. I started off, but you got to finish the rest of it.
I know.
So that was
You are
a
fantastic.
good team. Thank you. I'm like, last minute questions. Okay.
Yeah, I know you like to usually. You and I have very different styles. You like to be prepared
Yes.
weeks ahead of time.
During your entire troubleshooting section, I told them about our different editing, a different approach to interviewing. Yeah, but I have one more. We're almost done with the show, and I have just one more show after this. Now,
so
even
sad.
though I'm leaving the channel, I'm still going to be available to the current producers and editors, director people who are taking my place. I'll still be available for them to ask questions too. So it's not like, bye everybody, I'm abandoning you.
Yeah, I know, but we won't get to see your face every week.
I know you. I might be in chat though.
Okay, but that's still not the same.
Coming in to say hi. I know it's not the same. All right, guys, we're going to be doing Guess That Character now. Who is ready for some Guess That Character? Are you ready?
Do it.
All right, so Guess That Character. Who this?
Oh, come on.
It's time to upgrade Van's
You know,
setup, right, John?
Yeah, I can't type in, so I'm gonna have to say mine. I'm gonna say Poe.
Poe Dameron. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else in chat?
Bueller.
Did you like this version of us being slightly bigger and the screen slightly presented screen slightly smaller, so we're taking it over the screen?
Hey, I see.
Cowboy Jedi, the Avenger, the Toxic Avenger with Peter Dinklage. Mando captured sand people. But you guys know what? Your fearless leader here was correct.
Wow!
Poe Dameron is a daring pilot in the Resistance, known for his exceptional flying skills, unwavering courage, and deep loyalty. Born on Yavin 4 to rebel parents, he followed in their footsteps by becoming a top-tier pilot in the New Republic before rising to prominence as Black leader of the Resistance's elite Black Squadron. I almost said that without a breath, and I messed up Squadron. Flying his custom C-70 X-Wing platform would be by his side, Poe Dameron played a pivotal role in key battles against the First Order and ultimately emerged as a guiding light in the fight in freedom and hope. And also, he's the one who helped escort you. But you get captured by the dark side on the Rise of the Resistance. So you get to see a little bit of Poe in there. The screens they have are pretty amazing, and the entire ride. Basically that ride took over my favorite ride of over 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Which was Pirates of the Caribbean, and now it's Rise of the Resistance, because it's just the technology is amazing. It's very immersive. I was like this the whole first ride. Like you just jaw dropped. Yeah, it's really, really cool. And if you ever want to, Van, I'm not sure if people do. I do this for things I know I'm never going to be able to go see. People will put the experience for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you can always watch the ride, but it'll even if you watch it. Yeah. I mean, watching it does not spoil how amazing it actually is. All right, guys. Next, who's this? I bet you guys will know who it is. I made it a little bit easier this week, but next week I'm gonna make it hard on my last week. I'm gonna make it hard. I'll choose video game characters.
It's not what's her name from Rogue One, right? The daughter
Jen?
Jen, yeah.
Jen Erso. Raph says Jen Erso too. J-Y-N is spell it.
Oh, Jen, that's right, Jen Erso.
Night Vision, you said I love the artist Poe. Do you mean like Edgar Allan Poe? Say Wong says Jalen? Who's Jalen? That's not triggering a bell for me.
Jalen, is that Jalen Smith? No, Jaden Smith.
No Country for Old Men, Assassin Kevin. All right, guys. Well, if you want to know, it's Jen Erso. You got 2 for 2 this week, Van. She's a fearless and resourceful rebel who rose from a childhood marked by loss to become the spark that ignited hope across the galaxy. Rescued by the rebel extremist Saw Gerrera, after her parents' rebellion ended in tragedy, she eventually joined the rebellion herself, tasked with infiltrating the Empire. Jen stole the fatal flaw in the Death Star's design and delivered it to the Alliance, playing a pivotal role in the Galactic Civil War. Her bravery and conviction helped secure the rebellion's greatest victory and inspired generations to fight for freedom. In the end of Rogue One, I bawled my eyes out. I was so brokenhearted, and part of it is because I absolutely adore Andor.
Right.
I love the actor Diego Luna who plays him, and then when they had the TV series come out, I was just so stoked. And I was like, Andor's back, baby! And this is going to shock people, though. We haven't finished the 2nd season yet.
Oh wow!
It's my husband and I bounce between shows, and just like I do with video games, where I get a mood for a certain show. So if I'm in the mood and some other show kind of takes the interest for a bit, I just let myself move with it and I go back. We'll go back to Andor when we're stopped, this show or whatever. So we just finished.
I don't have Disney right now, so I have not seen season 2. Actually, I haven't even finished season 1, to be honest with you.
Oh, you got hopefully someday soon. We just finished Squid Game season 3 last night.
Oh yeah,
bawled my eyes out at that. And they had VIPs in that season, and my first thought was, all I could think about was John D. Michaels. It's right here. You can see his face right here.
Oh, nice.
John.
Oh, there's John. And speaking of which, we have Jeffrey Giuliani, who's also on Squid Game. He'll be coming back next month or so. I think we have him booked on the show.
Okay. And then we just started Wednesday season 2 last night. So, which is lots of fun. All right, so now I can take away that music.
All right.
All right, guys. If you want to check out the other shows on our channel, we have Retro Alcove, which I mentioned earlier, which I got 2 blankets for. That's some of the merch that I received. They're very soft blankets. It was really, really nice. I was like, first I had because these are merch that I had ordered before I went to that convention last April, and they finally came. They were on back ordered, and I forgot that these were coming. And I was like, what the heck is this soft thing? And I opened it and I'm like, oh, finally.
Wow,
they
that is
came.
amazing.
And yeah, so I have a bunch of merch for Van, so he could take those conventions if he'd like to. And even do giveaways at one point if you want to do that too. With those rather than necessarily just sabers. But anyway, so go ahead and check out Retro Alcove, which is usually on Monday evenings, about 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific. We also have Kyber Cave After Dark 2.0, which is upcoming. It's being planned. Probably, I would, even though I won't be here anymore, I can see it being on in a week or two that you guys start recording and doing stuff for it and whatnot.
Yeah, we just got to nail down a couple of the last minute things, make sure we have our times and dates and stuff like that, and figure out. It's going to look complete for those that have that were fans of Kyber Cave After Dark before. Kyber Cave After Dark is coming back with the version 2.0, and it's going to be completely different. We're working on figuring out. Before it used to be a 2-hour show. That 2-hour show is now getting chopped, we believe, into either a 20 or 30-minute show with just one topic per episode, whereas we used to do 2 topics per episode. So the idea is to cut it down, make it more manageable, more bite-sized. I also noticed a lot of the channels on YouTube that I watch tend to be in about that 10 to 12 minute time frame. I feel like that's what people that have the attention span for, and with the ad revenue and everything, that's what works out best for a lot of people. So we're going to try to chop that show down. We're going to see if we can make that happen. It'll be challenging with so many hosts, but I think it'll be a ton of fun.
And I know you're going to be doing some of it live, and some of it may be recorded for the Patreon, if I understood that correctly.
Here's the idea, and I don't know if it'll necessarily work because I haven't talked to anyone. I need to talk to you, but the first idea was to tape everything. Let's say Monday at 7 p.m. We tape 2 episodes, right? So we tape our first episode for 20 minutes, do a 5 or 10 minute break, and then tape our second episode. Those. If you were part of the Patreon, you would be allowed to come in and leave comments and have discussions with us live, similar to how we do here, but reserve more for the Patreon members. Then those 2 would then be released later in the week, maybe Wednesday and Friday, as little 20-minute episodes. Does that make sense?
That's it. Okay. Yes, that makes sense. Basically being live for the patrons to interact with you, and then a shortened recorded version for those on YouTube.
Or just in general. And I don't know if we're able to do that live for just the patrons.
We'll figure. I'll tell you that in a couple of days. I'll figure it out.
We'll talk about it. But anyways,
I'm still technically working for KCP, so I still have to do my job. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us this week. Don't forget that at 3,000 subscribers, we're going to be a NeoPixel giveaway. So make sure to share, tell people about this channel and tell them to subscribe. And when 3,000 hits, make sure you're here on that Sunday evening. I'll be here even if I'm not working. All right, guys.
Head over to kybercave.com for any of your Saber needs. We have a lot more new stuff that's coming in. I'm really excited, not just Saber related. We are expanding our merchandise and inventory. So we have a whole bunch of brand new stuff coming in. Especially if you come out to the live shows, you'll be able to see us live. And don't forget kcpmerch.com and our Patreon as well, if you want to help us out.
Yes. Well, okay. Thank you so much for making sure to tell people how they can support us. Because remember, you can do it for as little as $1 a month. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that notification bell so you know that we go live every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Pacific. You guys have a wonderful week, and we will catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.